I've spent the past 4 months talking about nothing but manga with a couple of video game videos sprinkled in here and there. So this week's video is going to be me talking about some anime that I'm following this season. Right off the bat, I want to mention the ones that I'm not watching, but I have no doubt are really good. Oshinoko has been getting a bit of notoriety in online spaces because its opening portion is actually insane. I read the first couple of chapters because I love the mangaka's other work, Kaguya, which a lot of people do, but I will admit this beginning portion is actually bonkers. But I hear it gets better, so I'll go back to reading that sometime. Next is Vinland Saga Season 2. I'm caught up in the manga of Vinland Saga. I'm just waiting to start Season 2 of the anime with my boy, who is anime only. I love this one. Go read it or watch it if you're into good media. People call it Viking Berserk, but I think Vinland Saga has its own identity outside of Berserk, and it should be appreciated for that. Lastly is Insomniacs After School. I haven't read this one, so I don't really know the premise behind it, but it is something that looked interesting from what I saw in the manga, so I want to give this one a read and then check out the anime later. But for now, let's actually talk about what I'm watching this season, and we're starting things off with Skip and Loafer. I can sing my praises about this manga for all eternity. It is just fantastic. And the anime has been wonderful in adapting everything I loved about the manga now in an audio-visual format. It stars the main character Mitsumi. She's starting off in high school, she falls in love with her classmate Sosuke, and it may seem like a by-the-books rom-com, but it is way more than that. The series has a wonderful art style that translated really well in the animated format, and I just love how tiny her eyes can get. The anime as a whole is just very colorful, very bright, has a really nice trans woman rep with Mitsumi's aunt. And really, the way I sell Skip and Loafer to people is that it is just so immaculately written to the point where it actually hurts. All the conflict in this series feels very natural and really genuine in terms of everyone's emotions, why they even get into the conflict in the first place, to the point where it hits a little too close to home. The anime has 2 episodes out right now, so people may not have been exposed to the more serious parts of Skip and Loafer yet, but they're coming, and boy do they hurt. Dude, the opening for this one is just absolutely adorable. They've done just a fantastic job. I could not be happier with this. Mitsumi's voice actress is so charming. Tomoyo Kurosawa, just a fantastic job. God bless her soul. She really just captures Mitsumi. I love this series. I was gonna make a Skip and Loafer video, but people wanted a Shonen Jump ranking tier list, so I did that instead. But please do not sleep on this. Don't assume it's just a generic rom-com, because it is so much more than you ever could have imagined. I only picked up the series because I saw photos of Mitsumi's face and I loved her, so I wanted to find out more about her. And this ended up being one of my favorite manga of just all time, period. Please give it a watch, you will not be disappointed. Next up, we have Gundam The Witch from Mercury Season 2. I can't say too much about this because Gundam is very story driven, so I don't want to be cramming this video with spoilers, but I really enjoyed Season 1, and I am enjoying Season 2 so far. The ending song is amazing, but if I play any of it, I'm gonna get copyright striked, so I don't want to do that. I guess I'll turn this part of the video into a how do you get into Gundam video, to which I say, it's very easy. My wife and I got into it about 2 years ago, and we started with Mobile Suit Gundam Origin, which takes place in the Universal Century timeline, which is the main timeline of Gundam, but you don't have to start from there. If anything, I think the best place to start is the Mobile Suit Gundam movies, which recap the original series into 3, feature-length films. They're all available on Netflix or, other sites if you want to watch it anywhere else. So after watching those, you watch Zeta Gundam, the whole series if you have the time. If not, watch the recap movies, but I recommend the series as a whole. From there, you watch Char's Funny Day, and I think after that's Unicorn? I'm trying to remember the timeline off the top of my head. I love Unicorn. You should definitely watch Gundam. If for anything, you should watch it for Unicorn. So why am I bringing this up? Well, I don't think Witch from Mercury takes place in the Universal Century timeline. I think it's Iron-Blooded Orphans or Double O, where it's just its own thing. And I think Witch from Mercury, kind of a solid start. You could just start from here and just have fun. I think Iron-Blooded Orphans got a lot of popularity years back because it was, just a fine Gundam to jump into. and I think Witch from Mercury is carrying that legacy. The character designs are super cute, I love the art, the fights have been really fun. Suletta is a really fun main character, but everything surrounding her backstory and her family has that air of like Gundam unease and mystery that has you on the edge of your seat. Some episodes during season 1 can fall back on the slice of life side of things, which may not be what you want from your Gundam series, which is fine. But season 2 has definitely been picking up the pace, and I'm really enjoying the serious direction it's turning into. The relationship between Suletta and Miorin reminds me a lot of Utna, which there's a lot of parallels between Utna and Witch from Mercury, which I may think are intentional, which rocks. I mean, Utna rocks, so, you know, it's all good. Do I recommend this one? Hell yeah, I do. Just don't start from season 2, you won't understand what's happening. Start from season 1, it started like earlier this year, I'm pretty sure, or like, I think it was late last year actually. Go from there. Fine beginning Gundam, but I say go back to like actually experiencing the original timeline of Gundam when you're done, so you get a better idea of like how Gundam operates. Favorite Gundams are Unicorn, War in the Pocket, Char's Counterattack, and yeah, that's it. I love those 3. Next on the agenda, we got Jigokuraku. Now this one I'm feeling kinda iffy on. Mind you, I read the manga, I love the manga, I love Yuji Kaku, I support him in everything he does. Did you know he was an assistant to Tatsuki Fujimoto, who did Fire Punch? And that other one. Yeah, no, I know Jigokuraku is good. Same thing like Vinland Saga, like I know that one's good. But in the case of Jigokuraku, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of iffy on the anime. For a big reason, basically. Yuji Kaku has a wonderful art style. Their art is fantastic, it's sketchy, the colors are really good on the volumes, where they're mostly muted, but then when certain characters like Gabimaru's wife are involved, they're all like beautiful and vibrant. But I feel that Yuji Kaku's art style didn't really translate too well in the anime format, which is not the fault of, you know, MAPPA, because how do you adapt this, you know what I mean? It's the same thing I feel towards Miura with Berserk, where you can never really fully adapt his art style into an animated format. It's just insane. And speaking of MAPPA and adapting art styles, I kinda feel this way with the other anime they adapted, like Jujutsu and Chainsaw Man and Dorohedoro, where they're all fantastic anime adaptations, mind you, but I feel as though the anime kind of make the series too clean, you know? Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and Dorohedoro are all very grimy manga in terms of their art style, the kinetic energy, the lines, the line weight, all that stuff, you know what I mean? And, you know, when it comes to the anime format, it's just too clean. It's way too clean by comparison. Which is, again, no fault to those poor overpaid... Sorry, I wish they were overpaid, man. Those poor, overworked, and underpaid animators at MAPPA that are losing sleep. Just look at this guy, dude. It's not their fault that the manga has such a unique art style that's iconic, basically. It's really hard to adapt that sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of the case with Jigokuraku as well, and I'm really feeling it here more than the other adaptations I listed. How does Jigokuraku stand on it by its own? Oh, it's fantastic. Like, I love this series. Gabimaru and all these other goons are on an island, and they gotta find an elixir of immortality, and they get up to, like, insane hijinks, and you have these really cool Buddhist-inspired demons and monsters, and dude, this thing rocks. The fights in the anime are well choreographed, but I don't know how I'm feeling about how the ghouls look in the anime. I say for this one, read the manga differently. It has a phenomenal art style, but if you really want to watch the anime, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's inoffensive. Could be better, but then again, I don't want these poor animators to suffer more than they already have, because my god, do they suffer. Next on the agenda, we have a continuation of one of my favorite anime of last year, and just in general, The Ranking of Kings, The Treasure Chest of Courage. These special episodes are pretty much all original and just all fantastic, and they take place during seasons 1 and 2 of the anime. If you don't know what this series is about, I will try to give a very brief summary, and it's basically about a prince named Boji, who is deaf, but just a very sweet little boy. He is accompanied by his homie Kage, who is a literal shadow, hence the name Kage. And they just kind of go on an adventure around the world, meeting all sorts of people and places and locations. And this is kind of like Skip and Loafer, where it has some of the most insanely well-written characters you've ever seen in any series. Right when you think you know a character, and I mean this in a good way, not like in a M. Night Shyamalan, oh what a twist way, but right when you think you know a character's intentions and personalities, you get some added info that just throws a wrench in everything you know about them. Every single character in this series is just, oh, they're layered, dude. They have layers to them. There's no character that's identified by one trope or one personality trait. They have so many dimensions and sides to them, and motivations and backstories, all that jazz, and it makes for a very compelling narrative. Ranking of Kings is like Skip and Loafer and Mob Psycho in the sense that they all come from series with very simple art styles, yet somehow the anime has the most insane production values you will ever see. Can you watch The Treasure Chest of Courage without watching the other seasons? No, you really can't. It wouldn't make any sense to you whatsoever, and I don't think the episodes would be as impactful if you haven't seen the rest. So please, do yourself a favor, go watch Ranking of Kings. I love Boji, I love Kage, I love all the side characters, I love the villain, I love just so many things about this. This is another manga I can make a video on. And lastly, for the anime that I'm watching this season is Heavenly Delusion. This one I just kind of saw on my anime list and was like, huh, okay. But I watched the first couple of episodes and I'm loving it so far. It's the best kind of post-apocalyptic fiction for me, if I'm being honest. Like Girl's Last Tour or Yokohama's Traveling Log, I love this type of post-apocalyptic fiction. Basically, it's the type where, yeah, the world ended or something, but everyone's just kind of hanging out, vibing, trying to live. I guess a recent example could be Breath of the Wild, because that's technically post-apocalyptic, but everyone's just, vibing. Heavenly Delusion stars our duo Maru and Kiriko as they kind of make their way across a ruined Japan in order to find one individual. Among the way, they're getting hounded by these weird abominations called man-eaters, which look really sick. And there's also, other humans that either have good intentions or not. I love the animation for this series. It is so beautiful. It is really unique, and I love the character designs too. They have this very cute roundness to all of them, despite the horrors that they have to witness. There's also all these flashbacks that's been happening throughout the episodes to this enigmatic facility with all these people that don't really seem to know about the outside world, and they're all wearing the same outfit, and this hasn't been explained yet, but so far it's really cool, and it's this really neat air of mystery to it all. I'm a big fan. I'm really big on this series so far. I hope it doesn't get bad or anything, because this is the one series out of everything I'm watching where I'm just like, oh geez, this could turn at any time. I trust Division and Witch from Mercury because that first season kind of proved itself to me. And Ranking of Kings, come on, what can I say about this? I love Boji. But with this, I don't know. I have to be cautious, but I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. Either way, I think that'll do it for this week. Kind of a shorter video compared to my last one, but that's fine. Just wanted to casually talking about some of the shows I'm watching. Anyways, it's been Ash. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to read off my patrons like I usually do. If you want to support me, there's a link down below. But here we go. Thank you to Is a Polaroid, Sarah Lolita, Porpoise Funny, Real Settery, Loose, Venti, Sea Crowns, Kiwi, V, Andrew, Audrey, Braystar, Sogon, Amatiramasu, Logan, Sianaru, and Jiva. Thank you guys for watching till the end. I think I might do Shenmue next week, but I guess we'll see. Hope you guys take it easy, and if you guys are watching anything this season, let me know. I'll talk to you about it. Take care.